All righty, we are now live. So, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, I am Chris Berryman, coalition builder and founder of Bringing Humanity Together. Welcome to another event that we have now hosted here. Is going on now, I believe. Well, this is now our fourth event. Kimberly, is that correct?
It could be. Yeah, I think it's number 4.
That it is. This is our fourth one because we launched our events on the first one, which was done from a great Julie Ardar video about conversations of curiosity. And that's where we started our events on. And then we've done on purpose, for purpose, not part 1, but also we did part 2. And now we are now in the 5 pillars of bringing humanity together, which is on the pillar of leadership. And of course, again, the 5 pillars of bringing humanity together is leadership, human development, health and wellness, family and community. And we're going to build out products and services and even programs from that very foundation in and of itself. So again, welcome everyone to this event. We're so humbled and honored here from all of us here bringing humanity together that you guys are here. And like I said, this is going to be posted on our social media platforms at a later date and everything like that. And of course, for our community members who cannot be able to attend. So let's jump right into it today. And like I said, we might end up going back to these things a little bit later for those who are going to show up a little late. So that's no problem. I'm going to bring up Mentimeter. And this is a thing that we have used in the past, and it's been a great thing. And I wanted to go into this dynamic first. Is I'm going to present this to you. So we got someone coming in. So is Paul Walker is coming in. And we'll get Paul Walker in, and we'll, like I said, we'll start when he joins in. Hello, Paul. How are you doing today, sir? Just hit the mute button. That little thing, the microphone.
Okay, how about now?
You're good.
Okay, I'm happy to be here with smart people, happy, positive people. Thank you.
All right. So, Paul, just to let you know, this call is going to be recorded for future broadcast and for those who won't be able to attend today's event. And what we're talking about today is the 5 pillars of bringing humanity together and the pillar of leadership. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So we're glad that you're here.
Oh, this is Chris Berryman. Okay.
That is me. That is correct.
Oh, I will be muting myself. This is recorded.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you so much, Paul, for being here today. All right. So, like I said, let's get into the first question of the day. Name the different types of leadership. And you will see the code up on here, which is go to menti.com and use code 74140977, and that's what you'll use to get into that. And we would love to hear from you on that. And like I said, this is going to be the first of 3 that we want to end up talking about and everything. So name the different types of leadership. And like I said, I would love to get your thoughts on that and everything. So, like I said, just go to menti.com, use code 7414 and 0977, and we'll go right into that. And like I said, all right.
Chris, if I could interject here.
Okay.
The only option is a thumbs up.
Okay.
So we can.
Yeah.
So it's a thumbs up. That's the only option we have.
Okay. All right. But there should be a thing.
See,
So
No, it's just a little thumbs up in the middle of the screen. It says Mentimeter at the top. Name the different types of leadership. There are no other icons or additions or adornments to that page.
okay, hold on 1 second. I'm new to Mentimeter. Dallas is better suited than I have, and everything. So I'm new to all this.
It
So,
says open Q&A. I don't know if you got that.
Oh, there you go. Name the types of leadership. Enter a word,
Yeah.
another word, or another word.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now we can all take part by entering a word or two words, and it should then manifest itself in the middle of the screen that we are watching by the powers of science and woohoo.
There you go. Yeah. So
Use the force, Luke.
yeah, use the force. That is true. So we'll leave that up for a couple of minutes, and then we'll see what's being said there. And then I'm sending out some more invites to people. And then, like I said, we'll go over what has been said into the word cloud and everything, and kind of discuss on that already.
This is
Alrighty.
This is a great tool, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. So I love what we're talking about here already. Mentorship, visionary, servant, authentic, transformational, inclusive, commanding, coaching, coach by the example. Now, I gotta ask and see. I don't know who said the commanding kind of dynamic. Who actually said commanding? Stevens, why did you say commanding?
Because I believe that, or maybe we shouldn't put that in the category of leadership, but I believe there are leaders that are commanding or commanding, as you say. And it's sometimes leadership has to be because of the people they're leading. So it requires that, but I don't believe that that's where they should lead from. They should only use commanding leadership if and when necessary. So the first one I put in answer to that is actually authentic, because I believe that's true. Then you're really a true leader, or you're at the start of true leadership. But there are the commanding leaders out there, so I'll put it down.
Well, see, this is my take when it comes to commanding. It's not about commanding people, and here's why. It's about creating a dynamic to where it comes from this kind of place for me. It is that leaders lead, but also in context, they create more followers and everything like that. And I truly believe in that. So when we do it from a place of, it's not about me, but it's about them. It's not about the commanding kind of dynamic. Yeah, you can put it in a commanding context, but sometimes that puts it into a negative connotation, at least for me, because if I'm commanding you, it's almost like I have authority over you. I'm telling you what you should do. And see, Stephen, that's why I love the power of the ask. If we ask people to do things rather than to tell them, that's a different dynamic in and of itself. Yeah. And I truly believe in that.
100%.
So who else do we have here today?
Hello, everyone. This is Ina.
Well, hello there. It's been a while since we've seen you last.
Oh my gosh, I've struggled through lots of things.
Well, we're glad that you're here. And just to let you know, this call is going to be recorded for the rest of the VHD community. And we're going to be posting this out on social media. And if you would like to, Ina, go to this code and go to menti.com and use code 74140977. And I want to find out from you what kind of types of leadership comes to mind for you. And there's a lot that's already been sent out here: mentorship, visionary, servant, authentic, transformational, inclusive. So we would like to hear your point of view on that too as well, Ina.
Thank you. Do you mind to send in the chat the code number, please?
Yes, Kimberly, if you can do that for me, that'd be great.
The code Glory is up at the top. It's 7414. If you look up at the top of the slide, you can see it.
No, I cannot see it. I'm first of all on the phone and not on the computer and with a pen to write this down. I'm sorry.
Oh, 74140977.
I am not with a pen. Can you
Yeah,
send
just
in
put
the
it in the
chat?
chat. If you can just put it in the chat
Yeah.
for me, Kimberly, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda Lee. It's greatly appreciate it and everything like that. So we would love to hear your take on that. And then we'll go to the next slide.
That was muy mucho rapido, Brenda Leaf. Muy bien.
Barry has to come out with his Spanish. What do you know?
Claro, Mari, claro.
There
Sí,
you go.
muy
There
bien,
you go.
señorina.
There you go. And everything like that. So, like I said, we'll go on to the next slide once she gets her word in there, and then we'll go on upon that and everything. So, again, we're just so glad that you are here with us. And like I said, I've sent out so many invites to a lot of people. So I guess a lot of people are doing other things, and hopefully they'll catch us up on the replay when we post this out. So is everybody ready for the next slide?
Did you,
All right, very good.
Did you want to touch more base on that? Did you want to touch on any of the other words that have popped up there, Chris? Or
all right. So we're going to go to the next slide.
Okay.
And here we go. What qualities do you think is important in a leader? And would love to hear your thoughts on that and put that out there. So what qualities do you think is important in a leader? We got empathetic, willingness, curiosity, humility, good listener, respect, alrighty. I like to find that. Oh, follower. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. By the example, or be the example, probably. Respect differences, absolutely. So I'll go to you, Kimberly. Which of these really resonates with you on the screen right now?
That's a really hard one because a lot of them resonate. But if I were to pick the ones that stand out for me, I would say the good listener. I think it's very important. Whether we're we're all leaders. We're leaders of ourselves, right? But it's important for us to continue to sharpen the skill of listening. So when I say listening, a lot of times people think that it's, of course I'm listening. No, it goes much deeper than that. And there's layers to the onion, because a lot of times what is happening is there's a lot being said, but if we're not taking time to be quiet, we can't hear that. The other thing that's coming up for me, they're all coming up for me, but empathy is a very important aspect of leadership. Again, empathy starts with giving it to ourselves, but then also once we learn to give it to ourselves, we can give it to others. And this idea of being a follower is very important, because leaders, it just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you get to lead everyone per se. When we think about leadership, oftentimes I'm going to be first, I'm going to be in the front, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, because what true leadership is building a circle. And when we build a circle, what that tells everyone else in the group is that everyone else matters. And I think that's really, really important. So that's my 2 cents, Chris.
Thank you so much. And we have the official website designer of Bring Humanity Together. Emily Fell is here. Hello, Emily.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, now you can. Hi, I have like 5 minutes before I have to go get my kids, but I got a couple minutes.
Well, we're glad that you're here. So I know you won't be able to put it into the Mentimeter, but we want to hear from you. What qualities do you think is important in a leader, and what would those qualities be?
Is that what you have up there so far?
Yeah.
I would have to say honesty.
Ooh, that's a good one. Anything else?
Yeah, just to add on, I'm trying to think. Yeah, kind of was authentic and honesty, just trustworthy, transparent. That kind of all goes in there.
All right, good. And the other one that we talked about, and is name the types of leadership.
Oh.
What types of leadership do you actually resonate with?
Yeah, probably like a mentor, authentic servant, just because of my wife and my daughter, making sure that my daughter and other people like her and not like her get what they need as a career for a career.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Emily.
No problem.
And we're so glad that you're here, and we definitely have to talk soon. But I saw Paul raise his hand, and also Barry did too as well. Paul, over to you. What's resonating with you right now?
Thanks again. I raised my hand by accident, but there are no accidents. What's resonating with me? So many of these things, even humility. A leader that can be humble is amazing to me. I respect that. Oh, they're clapping things. Thank you for that one. I mean, all of these, everybody that says something, I'm learning, I'm here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. So, I see we actually have is Angelica here with us today?
Angelica is here on the phone call because I couldn't get into the Google for some reason. I tried. And I said, you know what? I'll just do the call since the call has worked before. Where there's a will, there's a way, my friend.
That is true. That is true. So we're glad that you are here. So I gotta ask you, Angelica, what type of leadership do you actually resonate with? And then the other question is before us, what quality do you think is important in a leader?
I like strengths-based leadership. And what I mean by that is by looking at each individual's strengths and focusing on what their strengths are and how their strengths can help them move forward in the organization.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Emily. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much. And I love that strength leadership. That is great because, see, I truly believe we not only have strengths, Angelica, but we also have weaker strengths that we have to really build upon and grow and nurture and kind of do that repetition in and of itself. So that is great. That is wonderful. So let's go into a little kind of open discussion. So for right now, let me go into the Mentimeter, and I will kind of stop sharing that for now and everything. I want to hear from each and every single one of you, because it was, and I'm going to have to pull it up because she put it into our building out, bring humanity together group. She did it as a poll. So I have to bring it up here just a second. But she asked this very question. Let me see here. Where is it at?
It's 2 questions, Chris.
What is it?
The 2 questions are, hold on here, I will pull them up.
And if you want to, you can even share it on the screen if you want.
No, that's all right. There's 2 polls in the Bringing Out Humanity group. And the first poll is, and these we'd really appreciate if you could answer them, because it would be very helpful to everyone. So hold on, I'm getting them, retrieving them.
Okay.
You should play. You should play a little music.
Yeah, Barry's actually the musician of the group. Barry knows how to do that very well.
Barry, can you sing a song, please?
Memories like the corners of my mind.
I love it.
Misty watercolor memories.
Where's our lighters when we need them?
We were. Scattered pictures may be beautiful and yet much too painful to remember of the way we were.
Wow, that was good. That was good.
Okay, thank you, Barry. That was very valuable. No, I'm serious. I mean it. From my heart. It was so good.
And yes, it is going to be a memory now.
Yes, it is. And it's beautiful. And we're going to have Barry sing again. Here is the first question for the poll. And the first question is, would you be interested in learning more about the mission of BHT? And it's just simply a yes or no question, because we want to know whether or not you want to learn more. And we have 2,000 people that are in the group, but we want to know who wants to learn more about the mission for BHT. And then also our second poll, hold on. Somehow the second poll is disappeared. The other one was, would you like to be more active? Would you like to be more active in the BHT community? Would you like to be more active in the BHT community? And I think those are 2 really important questions, because we do have 2,000 people in the community, but we really want to know who wants to know more about the mission and who wants to be more active. And it doesn't mean that you need to come to every single call. It simply means, do you want to participate? Because you get to determine how you want to do that.
And also think about it, Kimberly. We also have close to now, I just looked at the numbers. We're close to almost 2 million, not 2 million, but 2,000 people following our business page in and of itself. And Paul, BHT stands for the thing right behind me, bringing humanity together. So that is BHT. So we got Radley joining us here in just a second. Radley is one of our newest team members and community members here at Bringing Humanity Together. So we'll get him in here in just a second. So Kimberly, if you can post those 2 questions in the chat, that would be great. And we would like to hear from each and every single one of you onto that. And there he is, Radley from the Philippines. How are you doing today, sir? Radley, are you there?
Go for unmute, Bradley.
Okay. Yeah, he's there. He said, "Hold on, I'm here. No worries. Take your time." So let's get more into the conversation. So, Brenda Lees, what's now resonated for you right now? What's kind of coming into your mind? And I know you're laughing, so something must be in there.
I'm trying to think. In terms of the questions that you're asking,
Whatever's in your mind right now, I would love to know.
no, I mean, I like the questions the thought-provoking questions you had in terms of leadership. I think it makes us reflect into things. One is, what have we experienced in our life that maybe is not the ideal leadership profiles that we feel would be better in the workplace. And second is then, what is that ideal leader looks for, so I am in a place where I feel comfortable. And then I'll also add, it also makes me think about leadership goes beyond just a work environment. How do I lead my family? How do I lead all the people that surround me? So, for example, how do I show myself up every single day when I wake up and I interact with my family members? Am I that, hammer leader that, it's what I say and it is what it is? Or am I the leader that actively listens and it's paying attention to the unhidden messages, and it's looking to keep my household motivated, right? And even I would say most of the people who are here, or they will join into the call, there's a lot of people who are even have their own business, are entrepreneurs.
Right.
How do I show myself as an entrepreneur every single day?
And you just hit it on the head, Brenda Lees, when you think about it. It's just about showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Showing up not only as a leader, but showing up as a human being. That to me speaks volumes. When you just show up as who you are. And see, I truly believe the better question to ask is not what you do, is who are you? So I'm going to ask that question of each and every single one of you today. Who are you?
Before you ask that question, if I can add something, sometimes I hear a lot of people say, well, I am who I am and people need to accept me as I am. I think that's completely different than doing the self-reflection of, am I showing up as the person that I want others to show up for me?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm able to answer that and say, yes, I'm showing up as that person, I'm showing up that way. It's not about people accepting me just because, oh, I'm strong-willed now. Everybody accept me as I am. I'm a straight shooter. Oh, accept me as I am. It's not about that. It's about, am I showing up the way I want others to show up for me?
Love that.
Yeah.
I will go
That's
to
me.
you. I will go to you, Ina. What's showing up for you right now? Oh, there
Do you
you
hear
go.
me now?
You're good.
Thank you for interrupting my tea time.
Gotta have that coffee. Gotta have it.
I said like, oh, tea time. I can have a break a little bit and listen to others. He was like, nope, you on the stage, go for it. Okay, so repeat again the question.
Well, what shows up for you right now?
A strength. I'm looking for humanity strength and push the willpower probably to help me go through the difficulties and the moments that I'm going through. So basically, I think like some people say, it's like it's enough. Everyone have lots of problems and can accept as much as they can. But my stress is like very, very much right here. And I'm wondering like, what is a moment that you can rejuvenate yourself and get again strong?
All right, very good, very good. So what also, okay, go ahead, Paul.
You muted.
Well, hi. Yes, your share what you just said really resonated with me. In regards to stress, you said you're stressed. Oh, I shouldn't look at myself. You said, there's a lot. There's a lot that for me, there's a lot that I was dealing with, that I had to deal with, that I had to wake up and show up every day. And I kept getting rejections over and over and over. And I did not go to the place, am I not good enough? Is that the problem?
No.
But I am human. It's stressful. Okay, I love your background. We get to see each other. It's quite beautiful. But the point is, and then somebody else said it, Brenda Lees. All of us are saying it. I have to show up for myself. I have to be a leader for myself. And then other people seem to get inspired. But if I cannot get up and smile and do something. So anyway, I feel that my stress is lessening. I'm beginning to see some light. I'm beginning to feel maybe it really is all worth it. It's worth it. Don't give up.
Is it fair to say that all of us that are here present at the moment, we're all influencers in some way, shape, or form, be it in business, be it in La Familia, be it in our own day-to-day lives within our ordinary work? I mean, I'm quite fortunate. I work part-time and I work with children and adults with learning difficulties. And I also got a part-time entrepreneurial role in network marketing. And if I don't show up in the right way in that respect, then I'm doing myself a disservice and probably the company a disservice as well.
Thank you.
Yes. So Radley, you are here, and James is here. Hello, Radley. How you doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm doing great actually. I'm excited. I was excited to be here, but I had to like attend into something else, and so I was late. I wasn't able to like listen to other people's, stories.
All
But
right,
yeah,
very-
I do find inspiration with Paul and with Brenda Liz, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the question that has been put before us is, what are the types of leadership that resonate with us, and what qualities that you would like to see in a leader? So what shows up for you, Radley?
So I'm gonna answer. Wait, what was the first question again? I didn't quite hear that.
What's the different types of leadership that you resonate with? So if you'd say what type of leadership that would be, and then what will be a good quality in a leader?
In my maybe I'll just relate this to the way I would how in a way I would have led. It's for being there with people, like in that sense it's helping. It's the way where leaders would tend to rise up with other people. Yeah, because
Can I add
yeah,
something to
sure,
this?
of course.
You actually grab the big subject for me, and I felt be for somebody that's very good to amplify, save your
Yeah.
move your mission, right? Move your desires, skills,
Yeah.
what you have heart to give, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, let me share this. I know it's recording. I don't want to share like really publicly, but I will say the roughly and in the short bullets. So I'm just like when you have things that I just don't even. Okay, help me understand this then. So I'm running by myself, nonprofits. I'm working in the meanwhile. I'm running around 4 or 5 lawsuits right now, and personal, not to the business. My son month ago being shot. My other person family is in a hospital, but I tried to run him as well because he has disability. My personal life I even forget about. So I forget about that. I don't have a moment, and I'm thinking I'm spreading myself out to everywhere, right? And I don't even have a minute to rejuvenate myself.
Don't
That
burn
also,
don't burn yourself out. You do have to take those little moments for yourself. It's not selfish to take those moments for yourself. You need to. What you've got on your plate there is more than most could take on at any one time.
and I
So,
mean,
big praise.
and you
for
think
that.
like you can be strong person leading and do this and
You
motivating
can.
yourself. Yes, I'm positive, but
Yes.
you know, I feel like I'm choked. I
Yes.
don't-
If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to show up for anybody else. You've got to take care of you so that you can take care of others, that your desires, you have to take care of Saunders. You've got to take care of yourself first, please. I think.
Absolutely. Brenda Lee, it's over to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what I wanted to ask her, the question is, I mean, if you're open to the question, right? What type of self-care are you doing for you? Like, what type of practices do you have daily to keep yourself grounded? Because as they all say, if you don't take care of yourself, of course, nobody's going to take care of you. So you should be number one, and then number two goes to the others. So I know that that's easier said than done when you have so many outside factors influencing your everyday. However, just reflect on what is one thing you could do for you today that you didn't do yesterday, but would make a difference for you.
That's a very good question. I try to refocus. I have headspace, breathing, and mentoring sessions that helps me in the beginning of the day to breathe out and the end of the day. So I try to spend at least 10-15 minutes for myself of that. And just I don't know, try to shut down all media's phone, everything. I try to find at least 30 minutes to breathe and listen some good music.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And yes, when you really think about it, what you ladies are talking about, our third pillar of bringing humanity together, which we'll go more in depth on another event call, is health and wellness. That's right there. It's already there. So let's go over to Stephen, and then we'll go to James. What's going on with you, Stephen?
Yeah, well, firstly, I want to just comment on, is it Gina?
Ina, I-N-N-A. I will fix it.
Ina. Okay. So I watched it because it's something that I learned the hard way. So yeah, Barry's advice, don't get to burnout, is very important, because you won't be able to take care of those that you truly want to take care of if you're not going to be any good to them burnt out. And the lesson I learned from that, from somebody I went to see when I nearly did get to burnout, was that the most important appointment you can ever make in your calendar is with yourself.
So go back to thank you. I appreciate so much, everyone. Go back to Radley's statement. You mentioned do will and help each other. That was actually years ago, a part of the run away from stress. If I have a stress, I'm helping others. And I'm wondering, where is the boundaries? of that.
or
Where
even
you
the balance.
the balance, boundaries, right? The border, right? Like how you identify what you have to stop running that marathon.
Very good, very good. James, how are you doing today, sir?
Well, I'm still above the ground. I ain't pushing up daisies yet.
All right,
No.
very good, very
Still
good.
kicking.
Yep. I know you just got here late and everything like that, but the question that's been put before us is number one, can you name a different type of leadership? And then number two, what would be a quality that you would like to see in a leader? So what's your thoughts on that, James?
Well, a true leader leads by example. And when they lead by example, they are saying, how can I help you help us? And they raise that token bar even higher so as that when the team comes together, they say, okay, here's the problem at hand. Here's the subject at hand. This is how we're addressing it. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it as a team. We're not going to do it as individuals because doing it as individuals doesn't work. I know from firsthand because I burnt myself out being a custodian for 16 and a half years, and it finally took the toll on me, and from there shit hit the fan, and you don't want to burn yourself out because once you burn yourself out, it's hard to get back on track.
Yeah,
really hard.
Absolutely. And if you could, Kimberly, post those questions right back in the chat for those who didn't see them. So we want to hear from everybody on those two questions. Over to you, Radley.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to like put emphasis on the things that I was mentioning earlier, right? So like I was also like mentioning all those things, and I really love what James has just said, that it's so much better if the leader that we sought out for as putting it into an example. And one thing that I like about leadership, or being a leader in general, or yeah, leadership in general, is leaders know how to deal their hands in hardship. What do I mean by that? When you're played a bad card, I'm talking about you know what to do with that card, and you know how to put that card into use, into effect. I'm saying this because I'm listening to these stories, especially from Ina, since she was I think I pronounced that right. Did I pronounce that right? Ina, right? Yeah. From Ina, she's telling us rather that she's experiencing through these pains, these scenarios, these hardships that she's having left and right, personal, business, all of that. And yet here she is, still standing with a heart, with a mind, trying to reach out to people and talk about it, and getting advice from people and everything.
Thank you so
I
much.
Yeah, I know. I believe that is something a true leader possess. Want to know why? Because you're dealing through hardships right now, and you're not breaking down. You're here. You're standing up. You're fighting people. You're not fighting people. Wait, let me rephrase that. You're fighting, right? You're fighting for yourself. And like I forgot who said that, but I think it was Paul. Yeah, Paul said you have to know how to deal with your. You have to know how to protect yourself as well. And I don't know how you're doing it, but you already are. I mean, you might think that you're not, but you already are. You're doing it.
When I immigrated in 2000 to America, at that time,
Yeah.
somebody told me like, "Oh, I'm in stress. I'm in a depression." I said like, "What is it? It's too high privilege to me. I can't do this. I
True.
mean, I don't
Yeah.
have a minute even for depression, laying down and think about it. I'm stressed. Wait a second.
Yeah.
I have so many things to do. I have a toddler. I have a that and this." So, and that's probably immigration and push difficulties on top of it. I appreciate for the good people was around me, and maybe that makes me more stronger. But ladies, Kimberly, I believe somebody else mentioned before, it's like listen, studying, learning, pushing yourself, establishing your core values. It's the best, and
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
willpower.
You're actually giving. You're giving. You're
Right.
you're being you. You're expressing what you need to express. I just learned. Well, I didn't figure it out. You're an immigrant. Uh, you have a different perspective. Coming from some. You're giving. You gave me a lot. I think you're giving us all a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
Think about it, Paul and Ina and Radley and everyone here today. Think about this. The very act of giving is in the very act of receiving, is it not?
Yeah.
And when we allow that to occur, not only can it show up in leadership, but it can show up in followership. It can be showing up in our very communities. It can show up in the teams that we work on. And again, just like what the acronym stands for, just like Barry just said, together everyone achieves more. That's what that means. And I truly believe there's not only a new way of leadership. Yeah. And not only is there a new way of leadership, but there's also a new way to connect with people if we just keep it surprisingly simple. We don't have to overthink it. We don't have to make it about us. Because when we make it about us, whether it be the stature of the position that we're in, or it's about the money, or about the authority that we have upon other people, the next thing you know, it's always going to be about that in and of itself. So I want to bring up this next slide into the conversation today, because it really is poignant. I truly believe what we are talking about right now is, what does leadership look like and mean to you? What does leadership look like and mean to you? So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So please use that code, which is 466364. And I would love to hear your thoughts on that. What does leadership look like and mean to you? I'll go to the next slide, and that's where so please fill that in, and we would love to hear what you're thinking right now.
I've refreshed my screen, Chris, and all it's come up is with the thumbs up in the middle. Name the different types of leadership. It's not giving me an option to fill out.
All right. Well, it should be there to where you can actually do that. So I opened up. So
I'll come out and come in again. I'll try coming out and coming in again.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, that code, it should be open for everyone to use. Like I said, 466364. Like I said, go to minty.com. There you go. Ah, yes. Ohana. We all know what that means. Remember that great movie,
The Lion King. The Lion King.
No, Lilo and Stitch.
Oh,
Ohana means family in Hawaiian. That, I love that. Ohana. Who said that? Bradley, why did you say Ohana?
Because in a family, right? I'm speaking to this as a family person, right? And if you treat others like they're your part of your family, everything follows. What do you guys do with your family members? Think about it. What I do with my family members, I always make sure they don't get left behind. I always make sure that they're doing okay. I always make sure that they're doing the right things. If I know that they're doing something bad, I intervene immediately, right? it's just there. You just gotta treat them like family. If you treat people like family, everything just transforms it in a way where, yeah, you know what, you are being the big brother, right? Because I'm the oldest, so apparently apparently I know the stress of it. But yeah, that's ohana, man. That's just ohana.
Yes, and I love that. Brenda Lees, do you also believe in ohana?
Absolutely. 100%. And it goes even beyond that. We are all part of the whole, right? So and we interact daily with our family. And sometimes if we think about work specifically, we spend a great portion of our time, if not more, with people who are work related than our actual living in family. So yeah, if you need to make sure that that space that you're creating is a safe space that feels comfortable for everybody to be able to speak up and do their best. And if you treat them any different, if you treat them like an employee, like a number, then that's what you're going to get back.
I'm glad you said that.
100%.
Oh my,
100%.
Brenda Lees, I know there's a reason why you're here at Bring Humanity Together. I'd love that because, see, for me, I don't look to people as employees anymore, and here's why. The status quo has said for many, 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 many years, the employees are always replaceable. But what I truly believe, and what we all believe here at Bringing Humanity Together, is that people are irreplaceable. Are they not? And that's why it goes right back to, again, the next currency of humanity, which I truly believe in, we all do here at Bring Humanity Together, is that next currency of humanity is going to be rooted in value and not money. Because here's why. We can give them all the money in the world. We can even give them all the fame and fortune and notoriety and the stature of being the leader that they are, whatever the case may be. But that's only going to be a part of that. And here's why. If they have that very said money, they can only get them so far. It is not going to fulfill their needs from a true fulfillment standpoint. It doesn't make them feel like they're a part of something bigger than of themselves. It can't fill that void. Because the more that we try to throw money at a problem, what's going to end up happening most often than not? It's always going to be a problem. But see, money is only another form of energy and tool that we use to get the things that we want in our lives. Nothing more, nothing less. And yes, influence is a big thing too as well. Because what John C. Maxwell says in his great book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. It's not a title, it's not a rank, it's not even a position. And when we show up with our influence, there's two ways that we can go about it. We can do it in a negative kind of context, and next thing you know, they will either not be with us in our organizations anymore. There will be no family because they will run for the high hills. They won't even follow you. They will probably stay arm's length from you, even if they still work there. But if you change that of influence to a place of connectedness and understanding what they want and also cherish and want most in their lives, again, helping them build their field of dreams, which in turn they will help build yours. And again, make it about them and not about you. That changes the landscape and dynamic forever. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much.
I would add, Chris, the importance of empathy. And I know we touched on it already a little bit earlier, but empathy can go such a long way. Mm-hmm. And if you look at even a lot of the things that are here, if you lead from a place of empathy, you will move the people in the right direction.
Absolutely.
We
agree with that. I do.
As a fellow empath that I am now, through the challenges and painful story that I've survived, and I come from a standpoint of gratitude, and empathy, and the willingness to learn and understand others. So that's my standpoint.
Chris, I really think that leaders need to show up as team members first, and then as a leader,
100%.
because they are part of the team. And I'm a strong believer in that the leadership has a responsibility to the people they lead.
I also think, Stephen, it's a good point. I also think that a good leader is the person who can lead people, not just be in the middle of it. If
True.
you can
Yeah.
manage lots of things and lead others, then you're invisible leader pushing further others.
Well, think about it, Ina, and I just said it earlier in the call. Leaders not only create more leaders, but they create more followers in context. And I truly believe we can do that because, see, again, what John C. Maxwell said in that great book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he said the greatest myth out there is we equate leadership and followership. I mean, not followership, but leadership and management to be one and the same. And probably we have been kind of led to believe that that's what it is. That leadership and management are interconnected in that very dynamic that we've come to know as, hey, they're a leader because they're in management.
No, I don't think so. I will disagree with you on that.
You don't have to lead from the front all the time, Chris.
Yeah.
Right. But see, that's my very point. That's my very point. Because
I see sorry to hijack you. I see management as a manager sitting and prioritizing things.
Correct.
Which is the things have to now come up first because of the time and surrounding. He or she is studying surrounding more. Leader is moving team together. It's two different things.
Correct.
So
yeah.
I think it's also like forming a partnership. Instead of being a power over and telling people you need to do this and you need to do that, because nobody likes to be told what to do. So when you make
that's a dictatorship.
Your team, then they feel like you're working together with them. So I think that's helpful. And looking at their strengths and educating in a way that will help them move forward and develop more skills so that they can do the things that they thought they couldn't do, but we saw their strengths and shared that with them, and then they realized, wow, I could do that. So
you agree that management is more manage things and help deliver message why it's priority number one, and leaders is more with the people, humanity, who bring the team, build skills, build it up.
Yeah, I think what happens sometimes with managers is they tell the team what to do, but they are not involved in the process, as well as a leader is not
they're
just
not prepared to do it themselves.
Yeah, they work together instead of just looking on the sidelines as other people. So that's my take on it. Yeah.
All right. So let's go to James, then we'll go to Paul, and who else has raised their hand? Stephen. So James, over to you, then Paul, then Stephen.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you with this quote because my phone battery is gonna die. Okay. There's a quote I learned from an indigenous storyteller, and that quote goes, "Thine heart, mine heart, ein heart." And what that translates out to be in Netherlands is your heart, my heart, one heart. And together we can, if we resonate as one team, then that one team is going to come together and pull for the team. It's like it's like in the animal kingdom, there's the beta lion and the alpha lion. The alpha lion doesn't want to give over control. The beta lion wants all the control of the whole pack. So you know, you got to learn. We got to learn to work together. And like I agree, leaders need to be a part of the team. There is no I in team.
Correct. Yeah. And think about it, James. The dynamic that leadership and management can coexist. And I truly believe we can attain that, because here's why. If you always make it about management, always about the day-to-day, the workflow, the processes, and all that kind of stuff, that's all it's all going to be about. But if, again, it's about recognizing that balance. And if you can recognize that balance, not only from a place of leadership, but also from a place of management, and again, to embrace others for their differences, for that which makes you whole, that brings a whole to another different dynamic into that. So let's go over to Stephen, and we'll go to Paul. Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, I just want to, it's interesting debate on management. I wish they would get rid of the word manager in the business dictionary, because I think the world is in dire need of leaders, not managers. We need people to lead us. We need to manage ourselves. And by doing that, you know, if we lead people, we're also showing a form of trust and giving them the responsibility for what we hired them for. And that's why I believe leaders need to be responsible to the people they lead, not for them. Because if you start becoming, yeah, so, you know, I think that's, and I think leadership is a word that's used extremely freely in today's world. And I love what you said.
Well spoken. It's very good, Stephen.
And Chris, sorry, I have to get going, because but I just, it's been a fascinating listening to all the input. And, you know, I think besides leadership being responsible to people, not for them, is there too the definition. And I loved what you said about, you repeated this several times. It's, you know, leadership starts with you, but it's not about you. Because as soon as you make it about you, and we only have to look in the world today, it's going to go south.
Well, think about this, Stephen, too, as well. Leadership can be 2 people and 4 people at the very same time, but it doesn't have to be exclusively in that dynamic together. It can be, it could be for somebody at one point, but then again, it could be to somebody at one point. And again, it's about what you view it at that present moment in and of itself, not only from the leader, but also from the follower.
Yeah.
So
we all, you know, there's a big question. Often leaders say, what is their biggest problem? They say, my people aren't taking responsibility for what they do. So, well, you know, you need to give them the responsibility, then they can take it.
Very true.
You know, so you kind of hire them. It always baffles me. You hire someone, put them in a position because they, I assume you put them in the position because they met all the criteria you were looking for, and then you manage them. I'm going like, really?
Yeah.
There's some lack of trust there, or something, or some lack of trust, or some form of wanting to be in control.
But see, that's the thing. The beauty of that is when you think about it, Stephen, if you're willing to let go of that control, let go of that ego, let go of that fear, let go of the negative connotation that what people view management or even leadership in, you open yourself up to a much larger dynamic and foundation to build upon, because you're looking to your team as partners, not employees.
Yeah.
And then once you do that and you incentivize them, you empower them, you take the journey with them, and again, make it about them and not about you, that completely changes the dynamic, not only in our workplaces today, but in our very communities.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave with this, that and I wanted to say it earlier, but I must commend Ina tonight, because she showed one of the strong characteristics of leadership, and that was vulnerability. She really stepped into it.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for the rest of the people in the room, while she did show her vulnerability, also showed one of the great characteristics of leadership. They listened and they held that space for her.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for that, Ina. Thank you for
No, you encouraging actually me. I'm thank you for that because you give me like that extra breath to fight for it and get more stronger and go through the things that in my life.
But do take care of yourself so that you can do that.
Yep. So, Stephen, this is what I like to do with you. I
So,
will add you to our building out of Bringing Humanity Together chat room so you get to meet everyone else who was on this call today and the others who was not, and we'll take it from there. So thank you so much for being here today because I know you got to go. We'll go over to Paul and then Brenda Lees.
Thank you, everybody, and lovely to meet you all, and it was a privilege to listen to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. You have to go, but I just wanted to say thank you. I feel like I have entered myself here into an advanced class, even at my age, even Radley. Of course, we all can learn from everyone. That's also a part of leadership, I think. I like myself, so I entered myself into this advanced discussion, and I have a question. Okay, so my experience is when I go into a workplace, I somehow end up in a leadership sort of energy, and I end up in sort of a management sort of energy. But it's not about me, but it's not about me. My question is, I think I'm naturally a leader. I think that's the stimulus. I don't know what I'm doing.
But see, Paul, for me, when I come to a place of leadership, the way I share with people every day is just not only show up, but just lead with your humanity every day in every way. Because, see, Paul, I truly believe you don't have to know everything. You don't. And here's why. There's people on your team, in your communities, around you who know what they know far better than you. And see, that's the way I've built out Bringing Humanity Together, because I know my place in space in all this. I'm the visionary guy, the coalition builder guy, the visionary, all that kind of stuff. I know my place in this. But there are going to be people who know more than I do when it comes to the business side of things, social media, legal, all that kind of stuff. Because, see, that's not what I really run with and resonate with. But I definitely should put myself out there to know what they know. And by doing that, again, that connection will lead into collaboration, and that collaboration will lead into community if you let that be for what it is. And see, when you create that environment, not only of one that you love, but the one that they love, that might turn into the life that they love if you allow that to occur. Brenda Lees, over to you.
Sorry, I was on mute. A couple of things coming to mind. One, just a comment towards Paul. There's no age to stop learning and contributing to change. So don't worry about the age. We all, at all age, I even see my daughter who's a 12-year-old, and sometimes she brings things into the table that I would never have thought. So there's actually no age for it. So, but I was reflecting on what we were talking about, leaders, people who may not be executing the way a leader may expect, etc., etc. And I want us to do a quick reflection. If we, as individuals and leaders, don't believe that the other person has the capability to do the job right, the person will not do the job right. We will be proven over and over and over that they are not the right person for us. However, if we believe that the person who are working for us or we are surrounded with have the capability of improving or changing or giving us the results we expect, they will blow our mind. And an example that comes into my mind is, how many times I even have done it with my daughter, and I'm like, no, 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 you can't do that. You're too young to do that. No, you can't. You can't. That's not within. And then I'm limiting her. However, the moment I go to her and I say, here, this is yours, do whatever you want with it, she comes back and impresses the heck out of me. So the same thing goes in the work environment. If we truly don't believe on the people that are supporting us, they will not support us. We will be proven. And I remember a specific leader I had like influenced my life at some point. And I remember under when we were under his umbrella, the results were not what people were expecting. But he was constantly saying, we don't have the right people, we don't have the right people, we don't have the right people. There was a change in management. The people in the ground remained the same. And all of a sudden, the results started to shift. And now people were valued. Now people were respected. Now, all of a sudden, what happened? Now we were best in class. And it wasn't that there was a change in the people that were underneath him. The change was on him believing that his team could make it happen.
Yes, that is so well said. I love it. I love it. Over to you, Radley.
I just wanted to say, first of all, like I really commended Brenda's, opinion or her look on those things. If it's one thing I've learned here today is that everybody here has their own and special, unique trait, and I just wanted to say that very thing that Brenda Liz has mentioned is the very thing that's sitting in my wallet right now, because as a leader, I've always was very intrigued into why people do things. Like I've always drilled down into that very big, why, because it's something that holds us. It's something that that makes people believe in what we ourselves want to believe in. And so in my wallet, it's just so funny because when I first started, I didn't realize that I was a leader. I mean, I knew I was a natural leader, but it only came to me, or I only had proof when my team was like mentioning, "No, Bradley, you know what? I can't work without you." And why is that? So I tried to dig in deeper into why they thought of that way, and then they wanted to know why I do things. And then it happened to me, it just really happened to me when I wrote it down. I was like, you know what? I finally figured it out. It took me like days and nights to finally figure this thing out. But everything I do is involved. It revolves around that thing I wrote on that tissue paper in Starbucks, and it's now in my wallet. And that thing was, I believed in the power of an individual. What does that mean? I believed in how each and every individual has their own strength. Each and every individual deserves to be listened to, deserves to have a conversation with, and deserves to find inspiration within it. That's why every time I connect with people, I always say, "Hey, maybe we can like catch up and find inspiration in each other's stories." And the reason why I say that is because I want to be inspired by your story, and I want to I want to figure it out why you do things, because there are a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing, and it's because they don't know why they're doing it. Yet it's so clear to me when you have conversations with people, you get to figure out why they do it. It's because they have things that they value, and because of those things that they value, you tend to understand them, and you can only do that, you can only have that understanding if you listen to them. And that's why I totally agree with Brenda Liz, right? And for this message actually for you, Paul, because you told me you have no idea what's happening, or what's going on, right? But here I'm telling you right now, deep inside, I'm pretty sure you can figure out why it is that you do things, why you're here right now, why you're having conversations with people. I believe in you, Paul, and I know that there's going to be a lot of instances on that. Here's something that makes a really good leader, and something I realized by observing, some presidents and some other people who are doing campaigns. One of which is because they have something that they believe in, right? Me, it's I believe in the power in the individual. And it's that moment where people in your team or people around you, when they start to believe in what you believe in, something magically happens. I don't know if I said that right, but something fantastic happens. There it is. Something fantastic happens when someone believes in something that, that someone has something that you believed in, and that there's something that's just really, really powerful. And yeah, it just brings light into humanity, really.
All right. Very good. Very good. Ina, over to you.
Thank you, Ridley. That reminds me of one story. The friend of mine, she used to be a police officer, and one day tragedies happened. Her son struggled through the teenager issues, 15, 16 years old. He grabbed basically her rifle and shoot himself. It was horrible situation, and I understand her as a mother, and I understand how terrifying moment, right? And at that moment, I realized that how can I help her? And then I figured out, how about we can go and volunteer and mission, help others? And that's what you mentioned. And when you start helping others, your chip on the shoulder fell enough. That's hard, but the leadership, I think, it's when you bring in people who you care about to the higher level. That is the things I think is the most amazing what person can do.
Absolutely, 100%. So we have now our closing slide of the event today, and it is asking, what does the 5 pillars of bringing humanity together mean to you? So I've opened that up, and this is going to be where you're going to end up putting that in there. What does the 5 pillars mean to you? And of course, remember, the 5 pillars of bringing humanity together is leadership, human development, health and wellness, family, and community. So what do those 5 pillars look like and mean to you? And we would love to hear from you on that. Like I said, use that code 4789219.
I would excuse myself and thank you so much for every minute being with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ina. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here today.
Bye-bye.
No problem.
Bye-bye. So
Ciao.
if you guys can do that, put in what the 5 pillars mean to you, that would be great. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And like I said, we'll end it here. And I've actually went a lot over because I just knew this conversation was going to go in so many different ways and turns. And that's why I wanted to keep it open and everything. But sometimes you just can't do justice for a conversation in an hour. Sometimes it can work. Sometimes you just have to go really deeper and that kind of thing. And I truly believe we'll go into a part 2 on this on another call. So, like I said, we'd love to hear your thoughts on what the 5 pillars mean to you. Like I said, use the code 4789219, and then we'll close out the call. And again, if you would like to know more, put it in here into the chat. Would you like to know more about bringing humanity together? And would you like to be more active in a role here at bringing humanity together? And also what I'll do is I'll post these questions from not only my personal page, but also from our business page. And then what I'll do too as well, I will add Stephen and you, Paul, to our building out of bringing humanity together live interactive chat room, so you guys will talk to one another and everything like that, and invite both of you guys to our Monday meet and greet call on Monday. And also we'll also have our community call tomorrow at 3:00 on LinkedIn audio. And I love that. Building blocks, foundation for life. Absolutely. Well, for me, it's about the interconnectedness of all five of them, and here's why. I truly believe leadership goes into human development, because I truly believe there's not just no personal development anymore. There's not no professional development anymore. It's human development, because we do everything on a whole scale. It changes the game in and of itself. And also that's also interconnected to the health and wellness. When you think about it in the place of leadership, of showing up to your team members and to your organization, to where they see you doing yourself right by eating right, doing the right things. For not only does it work for you, but if you kind of put that out there to them and say, hey, maybe by drinking a little water, you won't get dehydrated at work, or having a great nutritious meal. And we've actually done calls on those very kind of topics, that there are organizations whose foundation is about the health and wellness of their teams, and it's paid dividends and everything like that. And also, I truly believe that health and wellness also interconnects to our family, whether it be at work or even in our very communities. That is there too as well, especially when it comes to leadership, human development. Again, I see how all interconnected that they really are. And by doing that,
what about some of us who haven't got any family left, Chris? It's just me. Both my mum and dad are gone. My grandparents are gone.
Barry, you already have a family here at Bringing Humanity Together, do you not?
I do in that respect. So I take that as a grateful amendment to my life.
Because think about it, family don't have to be blood. Because all family is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
We create families as we go. And sometimes we find that our blood family may not be the healthiest people for us. Sometimes.
I know that. Yeah.
But we create family as we go, and people take us in as family as we go.
You'd be surprised, Paul, how many people could actually be more family to you than your own family. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It sometimes it just takes that one person to say, hey, I see something inside of you that I want to accentuate and bring you under my wing and teach you the ways of the world in a way that probably maybe your parents or grandparents could never do. It's about putting yourself out there.
That comes into mentorship. I'm mentoring 4 partners within my entrepreneurial business and marketing group. So it does, it is a foundation.
It is a foundation. It is. Everything can be foundational. Again, Barry, if you allow that to occur. So great conversation, everyone. Glad that you all are here. And like I said, what I'll do is I'll add you, Paul, and Stephen to our Building Out a Bringing Humanity Together chat room, and then invite you to our community call next Monday, and also our live streams coming out next week, and get you more involved. And again, like I said, I'll post these 2 questions that Kimberly have put to us. Is, would you like to know more about Bringing Humanity Together? And would you like to take a more active role here at Bringing Humanity Together? And like I said, that will be not only on my personal page, but also on our business page too as well. And we'll probably even put that into the chat room. So again, from all of us here at Bringing Humanity Together, thank you all for joining us today. Like I said, I will be posting this later on when we get this thing finished as far as the recording goes and everything. So like that, Paul, Barry, Radley, Brenda Lees, Kimberly, Ina, Stephen, Angelica, Emily, thank you all for joining us today on this great event. We're going to probably end up having another part 2. I see that happening. So from all of us here, Bringing Humanity Together, have a great day. Make it your day. And let's definitely connect and talk soon. And we'll see each other tomorrow on LinkedIn audio call. Okay?
Yes, Chris.
Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you for your time, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Ciao, ciao.